A commander I haven't played in a few weeks because the views were going down a little bit. Let's see how we do this time round. Lord Windgrace versus Sai, Master Thopterist. Really like this commander. I might build this. Well, I'll add it to the scroll of a list that I've already got. We will keep that hand. We have, yeah, we can go for green mana from Golgari's Signet and then get into Wood Elves. We'll get that down first because we can shock down the Blood Crypt. And we'll throw it back over. Yeah, the Lord Windgrace views were going down a little bit, so I decided to give it a break. But you must let me know if you're absolutely desperate to see Lord Windgrace videos. The squeaky gate gets the oil, so you need to let me know exactly what you think of such things. We'll get down the Golgari Signet and throw it back over. Looks like we're seeing a Sai Master Thopterist next turn, because our opponent gets down a Sol Ring there. Lord Windgrace is a 5 mana Jund commander, 5 loyalty, a +2, discard a card and draw one. If you discard a land, you draw 2 instead. The -3 is reanimate 2 lands, and -11, destroy up to 6 non-land permanents and create 6 forest walking cat tokens. And Sai Master Thopterist, whenever you cast an artifact spell, create a Thopter. And it's a 1/4 for 3 mana in mono blue. 2 mana, sack 2 artifacts, and you draw a card. Okay, Valakut down tapped I think is okay. Yes, we'll go for that. We already have a couple of mountains in play, so we might see some Valakut games. So we might see some Valakut triggers going off this game. To that end, why don't we get ourselves a green and a red source here. Just puts us one step closer to activating Valakut. Valakut is one of the win conditions in this game, although we need a Prismatic Omen in play really, and if we can get into the Scape Shift, that will allow us to get lots of lands into play, and with Prismatic Omen it means that all of our lands are mountains, which procs this a lot of times. When a mountain enters the battlefield under our control, if we have at least 5 other mountains, then this lightning bolts something. So with Scape Shift, we sack as many lands as we want and replace those lands with lands straight from our library. They come into play. The Prismatic Omen is an enchantment that makes all of our lands into all land types. So the Valakut sees the entering lands as mountains, and lightning bolts our opponent a bunch of times is basically how it goes. Don't know if we're going to see that this game, but we're only 2 mountains away from activating Valakut, so it might just be a useful lightning bolt. Well, this is just the mountain game apparently. Eternal Witness doesn't do anything for us yet. Let's go for Azusa so that we can get down the tech edge as well. And then once our opponent is up to 4 lands, we can blow up one of their lands with the tech edge. Yeah, I think that's okay. We'll definitely go for Lord Windgrace next turn. But I just wanted Azusa in play because I'm hopeful that we'll get into a Crucible of Worlds or a Ramunap and start being able to just play lands out of our graveyard a lot with Azusa. Okay, an Ethereum Sculptor coming down for our opponent. Artifact spells cost 1 less to cast for our opponent. And they have Efficient Construction as well. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, you get a Thopter token. So they'll actually get 2, one from the Efficient Construction and one from the Sai. Noteworthy that they generate different Thopter tokens, different artwork. Yeah, we'll block the Sai Thopterist here. I don't really care about, actually. We can just block like that, can't we? Because Sai only has 1 power, and Azusa has... and there we go. Well, luckily for our opponent, we don't actually have any lands in play, but we can start taking advantage of Tech Edge if our opponent makes any more land drops. Let's just go for Lord Windgrace here. And I think we're safe to get rid of Eternal Witness because it's easier to cast Regrowth. And worst case scenario, we can use Regrowth to get Eternal Witness back if we're desperate for a body or something like that. We're just going to discard and draw one now. So let's get rid of the E-Witness. And if we can get a fetch land, then Crucible of Worlds and Azusa is really good for us. Tooth and Nail, are we anywhere close to? 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. We'll see. It depends how far our opponent gets here. I don't think we have a Massacre Worm in the deck, which would be really good against our Thopter opponent here. Well, one thing we can do is go for Bane of Progress with the Tooth and Nail. Typically what people want to do with Tooth and Nail is use it as a combo card. It's a 1-card combo. We do have Crater Hoof and Avenger of Zendikar in this deck for that combo, but I don't really like going for that unless we're desperate. We could just go for a couple of creatures with this, one of which being Bane of Progress, and maybe we need more green mana, so how about a Prime Time as well, something like that. And yeah, predictably all of that is going at Lord Windgrace. So that's Lord Windgrace down to 2. And I don't actually mind using Tooth and Nail for just the 7 mana unentwined, because we can always regrowth it back if we're desperate anyway. Our opponent generating a hell of a lot of Thopters here. But I think this Bane of Progress is really going to hurt them. Okay, they're sacking their Mana Vault for 2 mana from the Krark Clan Ironworks. I imagine this thing plummeted in value when it was banned in Modern, so might be time to pick one up now. I don't know if it did plummet in value or not, but I imagine it might have done. Fabricate, search for an artifact. Hopefully this isn't too degenerate. If we manage to get that Bane of Progress off, then we are just going to leave our opponent with 3 lands and their commander. Okay, Scrap Trawler. Yeah, they'll get that out now. This is whenever it or another artifact you control dies, then return to your hand an artifact from your graveyard of converted mana cost that's less than what died. Okay, so they could kill the Mere Retriever to get their Mana Vault back if they want to. I can't really see too many shenanigans going on here with a Scrap Trawler, so I'm not too worried about that just yet. Yeah, they go for Mere Retriever. They can get back the Mana Vault with both the Mere Retriever and the Scrap Trawler trigger. Not worthy that they also have 4 mana floating from doing all this. We know about that because it's in play, so we can ditch that. Out comes the Mana Vault. Oh, that comes out for free because of the Ethereum Sculptor. So they could get 8 mana if they want to now. Okay, it's a fact or fiction, so we've got a decision to make here. Okay. Phyrexian Revoker's going to be able to name Lord Windgrace, which we don't really want. And then Vidalcan Archmage. You draw a card whenever you cast an artifact. And then Tezzeret's really good. They definitely have Metalcraft activated, so they'll be able to draw 2 cards from that every turn for 0. Muddle the Mixture, Tutors for something. Then Metallic Rebuke is another counter spell. Yeah, I'm going to put that in there as well because the Bane of Progress can't be countered by the Muddle the Mixture. I'm just trying to make them take this one. I don't like that Tezzeret because that will draw them a lot of cards. And I don't like this because it might be able to counter our Bane of Progress. And down comes the Phyrexian Revoker. And no doubt naming Lord Windgrace here. Now, I'm not above going for tooth and nail now that because our opponent's got so much going on here. It's only turn 5 and they've got a hell of a lot going. I'm not above going for tooth and nail if we can get into extra mana. That's 9 mana, is it? Yeah, it's 9 mana. We're on 2, 4, 6 and 7. So we'd need a Mana Crypt or an Ancient Tomb. We can't draw extra cards with Lord Windgrace, unfortunately, but, well, we got into a land at least. It's a green land at least, so even if our opponent gets rid of the Signet, we have double green. Our opponent does have a Muddle the Mixture in hand, so they can counter the Tooth and Nail, so I have to go for it now. There's no guarantee we'll draw into another land next turn as well, so I'm not going to try and entwine it. We'll just go for definitely the Bane of Progress. And then I think Primeval Titan as well is good to go for. And we'll just leave it at that. No doubt our opponent's going to be swinging in at our face next turn. Yeah, they're going to take a big chunk of damage off of us. Okay, but our opponent scoops to that. That's quite irritating. They should have at least... People scoop really easily on Magic Online. What they should have done is gone through to the next turn. They're obviously carrying counter magic, so why they wouldn't just draw their next card and see if it's counter magic for the Bane of Progress is beyond me. But yeah, anyway, what we were going for there is Bane of Progress. It's 6 mana, and when it enters, destroy all artifacts and enchantments. A criminally underplayed card in green, and really good in situations like this. I mean, you can just look at the board here. We would have left our opponent with 3 lands and a Sai. So they get all this out on turn 5, but we just send them straight back down to turn 3, or a reasonable turn 3 with a Bane of Progress. So you must be sure to let me know what you think. If you want to see more Lord Windgrace videos, you must voice your opinion. In fact, that goes for any commander. If there's commanders that you want to see, you need to let me know, because what people ask for and the commanders people want me to build and stuff like that, it does dictate, well, not dictate, but it does encourage me into certain directions. So, you know, if you ask me to build a commander, I definitely put that on a list. Can't guarantee that I'll get to it anytime soon, but I will eventually. And if there's commanders already built that you want to see videos of, then definitely let me know, because it does encourage me in that direction. Hope you all enjoyed it. I'm tribalkai on the EDH channel. Thank you for watching.